can I outrun a Chrysler Sebring? I'm at a traffic light, turning left. We're going to find out in a second. As we would find out in a second if the other light hadn't turned green. Well... Hey everyone, welcome back to the MINIac. Today I'm out doing a road test. I'm in a 2019 Mini Cooper S Clubman All4. Now, as you all know, the All4 is the all-wheel drive platform for Mini. The Clubman is a pretty good vehicle for this all-wheel drive platform. The Clubman and the Countryman are the two that have all-wheel drive. They use a drive shaft system, and it's a typical all-wheel drive. I believe it's front wheel bias, but that's pretty normal for most Minis. That being said, the All4 system is really great off the line. It has a nice, it gives a lot of grip and a lot of traction, and it's a good way of getting on your way when you're driving, basically. But it's a very fun setup in a Mini. I wish they would do this in the hardtop, but they haven't done it yet. So it's just a great system. Anyway, this is a fun vehicle to drive. I'm in a Starlight edition. It has an 8-speed sport automatic transmission, and you can put it in sport mode, so it's a lot of fun to put the shifter over into sport mode, and it shortens the shifting time, and it makes it just a little bit more fun to drive. This car has 189 horsepower at 5,000 RPM and 207 foot-pounds of torque at 1,350 RPM. Great vehicle. The engine, it may seem not very powerful for a car that weighs 3,485 pounds, but it does work. This is a heavier Mini, obviously. The previous generations were much lighter, and even the hardtop is lighter. But this is a heavier car, but that being said, it still feels like a Mini. It still drives like a Mini. It's still very quick off the line like a Mini. 0 to 60 times in this car is 6.6 seconds with the all-wheel drive platform. Now, I believe the 0 to 60 time is about 6 seconds flat in the John Cooper Works Countryman with the same All4 platform, but that's because it also has 208 horsepower. No, sorry, not 208 horsepower. That was the previous generation. It has 228 horsepower as standard in the John Cooper Works, but not terrible power off the line, very quick. Fuel economy wise, you get an EPA city of 21, EPA highway 30, and it averages out about 26 mpg, which is not terrible for an all-wheel drive hatchback. This is technically considered a hatchback. I know it looks like a wagon, but it is a hatchback. Yes, it's bigger. I'll admit that. It is a bigger car. But I did do the measurements. This car is still smaller than a Volkswagen GTI. So, if you had to choose, I'd go for the Mini, obviously. I mean, you guys know me. I would go for the Mini. But it's not always, well. Anywho, the Countryman also has the same platform, like I said, and similar horsepower, same horsepower actually, similar fuel economy, similar 0 to 60s. They weigh about the same as well, give or take. So, you really could go either way with the two. I personally prefer the Clubman because I like how planted the Clubman feels. It doesn't feel nearly as top-heavy, as it were, though the Countryman isn't really top-heavy. It just feels solid, it feels planted, it feels wider, but it doesn't feel gigantic, as some people would like to argue about the Mini. It does not feel like a gigantic car, so it still feels like you can get around the city comfortably. I mean, it is a compact car now. It is not a subcompact anymore, so it still drives like a Mini, though. Like, you can still go around corners quickly and still have a good time with it. Now, I'm currently driving through Rosedale in Kansas City, Missouri. Now, what's funny is I really like how this car absorbs the potholes. I've not hit any major potholes, but I've hit bumps in areas where there were small potholes, and it seems to absorb them quite nicely, which is a really impressive thing for these cars. Now, this doesn't have the adaptive suspension, I don't believe. It wasn't on the window sticker, but still, it rides smoother. And the Clubmans in general, actually, I've noticed this even with the previous generation, the Clubmans ride a lot smoother than the hardtops. They don't feel as twitchy, but they're still fun to drive, and they're still tossable. You can still have a lot of fun driving them. They just have a more refined driving style, as it were. They just feel more comfortable. So we're getting on the highway now. And I'll show you in just a second here. So I'm not normally a fan of the automatic transmissions, but the 8-speed automatic in the Clubman and Countryman I really do enjoy. I kind of hope they put that into the hardtops, because it is a quick shifting gearbox, and it actually is very fun to drive it with this transmission. I don't normally say that about automatic transmissions, but this is a very, very fun to drive gearbox, and it's quick. It'd be a lot quicker if I didn't have a slow SUV in front of me, but here we go. It just drives really nicely. It's quick shifting. It's nice horsepower. You can bump the horsepower up on the 2-liter turbo to about 210 with the John Cooper Works tuning kit, and then you can bump it up another 30 to 40 with the Dynan Elite tuning on it if you decide you want to get that as well. So you can get a lot more horsepower into these cars, but just with the John Cooper Works tuning kit, 210 would be fantastic. So we're gonna hurry up and get out of the way of these trucks. But this is a very quick car. On the highway, you can change lanes very easily. You don't have to worry about dodging trucks. So it's really good that way. And braking is very good as well when someone cuts you off, as this Ford Focus just did. So we're not running Brembos like the John Cooper Works, but the braking is still fantastic as well. How quickly can I get back to the dealership? We're gonna find out. Holy crap! And red light. I hope you enjoyed this little driving video, this little road test of the car. It's a fun car to drive, and I would encourage you to go out there and drive one as well if you haven't done it yet. But anyway, I want to thank Bear and Mini for allowing me to use this car for this road test video. And until next time, I just want to remind you that life is too short to drive a boring car, so drive a Mini. I'll catch you all later.